here with John Racener. John, thanks for coming here today.
You got it.
Let's talk a little bit about deep stack tournaments. I know you like them a lot. Let's start off by explaining why.
Well, of course, you get more chips, so like a lot more play. You can make more moves when you need to. Doesn't really matter your cards. Play the opponent more often. Things like that.
At what point in the tournament do you get a little more aggressive and start trying to accumulate chips?
Well, right when the antes start, actually, I like to start building up a pile of chips. Even though it's only 100, 200 with a quarter ante, I still like to start raising more pots than normal. And then, of course, when the blinds get higher, when you get the 100 antes out there, I definitely like accumulating chips then.
What about towards the bubble in a deep stack tournament? How do you change your play then?
Well, if you listen to the players talk during the tournament stuff, you know who like wants to make the money, who can afford it, who can afford to be buying in terms, things like that. So you know who you can make the moves on in certain situations like that. You don't want to mess around with the big name guys because they got plenty of money. They don't care if they bubble, but also they're thinking that too about us. So you gotta like feel everything out.
What about once you're into the money? Do you make any adjustments, or at that point are you just on the road to the final table? What's your thinking?
Well, like the bubble situation is not that big of a deal to me. Like I'm really trying to make the final table, and then that's usually my first goal, and then the second goal is to win the tournament. So once we're in the money, I'm still playing the same way. It doesn't really matter if it goes up 5,000 after a couple spots or anything like that. I'm still playing the same way, and I'm actually playing a little more aggressive, I would say.
A little bit more aggressive?
Yeah, I would say so. So I'm trying to build up a big stack where I could dominate when I get towards the end.
Well, once you do build up a big stack, how do you maintain it?
Well,
do you stop playing big pots, or what do you do? Sit back?
Well, I don't really sit back, but like I can't raise as much because everyone thinks I'm just doing it
because you're the big
stack. So I kind of just stay the same way. I'm actually better when I'm like medium stack to low stack. Once I have a big stack, I kind of try to make too many moves and be the hero too many times.
So why are you better playing a small stack or a medium stack?
Well, basically because I'm not trying to be a hero, make moves. Like I'm actually like
trying to chip up and be solid.
Yeah, I'm trying to play more solid and stuff like that. And like I know I need to get chips, so I don't know. I shouldn't say I don't care as much, but I'm trying to play more solid, basically.
So what about going into a final table in a deep stack tournament? You have a lot more play than you would in a normal tournament because there's just that many more chips on the table. So how does that come into play?
Well, once I get to a final table and it's like that, it's kind of like playing like a sit and go. You're playing a lot of position with deep stacks and things like that. So things like that.
So if you're the chip leader going into a final table, what's your theory going in? What is your mindset?
Well, I'm definitely gonna be raising. Probably like if it's 6 hand, I'll probably be raising about 3 out of 6 hands. I like to do something like that, about half the hands, because I have a lot of chips and I want to be accumulating the blinds and the antes because they're definitely high at that point. So
absolutely. So what percentage of hands would you say you play in a deep stack tournament, approximately? I mean, I know that's not an exact science.
Like per orbit, we could go by that. Like per 10 hands, I usually don't limp. I never limp if I'm first open. I always raise. I just feel like there's no need to, no matter what I have, if I'm going to play the hand and I'm first open.
If you think you have the best hand, you want more money in the pot, and if you don't,
it's not really the best hand. It's not really the best hand. Like if I'm going to open, then might as well raise because they're not going to know what I have anyways. You know what I mean? Like if I'm only opening with big hands, then they're going to catch on. But if I'm first open, I have 4-6 suited, then I might as well just raise.
If you want to see,
mix up the play.
It's understandable. Great. Well, thank you very much for coming by today, John.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Lizzie Harrison with John Racener for Card Player TV.